So summer 2020, is that what they'd be in the...
I'll give it a shot. Oh shoot, I gotta pull them up too. They're Sunshine Eagles baseball first division.
Yep. And that's up streaming at the moment now.
Cool. Perfect, thank you.
As it is.
And then what about
camera squad?
March 10?
How do we get this game up in game changer?
I've got...
They have theirs.
Do you want me to the team or something?
I've got that.
Is that come off the Baseball Victoria website or?
No, so I went for a game changer. Do you want me to send this to you?
Can you send that link to me?
How do you... Can you send? You might have to send it in a note.
Jace, you're not logged into our Twitter account. Since they just gave me my new laptop, I don't have the password on me.
Might think apparently emailing to you would be the easiest.
Yep.
What's your...
T Shabin, S-C-H-I-B-E-C-I,
Yep.
at outlook.com. Sorry, it's Tony Shabin,
Actually, don't come live to that.
S-C-H-I-B-E-C-I?
at outlook.com.
Good idea.
Thanks, Jim.
switch around. Gillum Jones is out. Can it get over the top of Anderson?
Get over
Tracks all the way back in. It
is.
does. And he's locked in. What a goal!
Inundated. So popular.
Welcome to the 2019-20 Victorian Summer Baseball League Finals livestream, powered by Baseball Victoria and My Sport Live. I'm Rachel Boley, and I'll be with you all night, bringing you all the fantastic baseball action from Game 1 of the VSBL Division I Grand Final here at Melbourne Ballpark. I'm joined tonight by Jamie Hamilton for our first VSBL Final stream this season, something we're very excited about as reigning premiers Blackburn Orioles take on Sunshine Eagles in Game 1. Jamie, quick thoughts on tonight's game as the teams finish warming up and get ready for first pitch?
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, we're just minutes away here from the first pitch between Blackburn and Sunshine as they battle it out in the must-win Game 1 here to set the tone for the series. Both sides dominating on their way to the championship series, and I'm looking forward to the game.
Definitely. Well said. And we've also got Jason Irvine joining us tonight. How's it going, Jason?
Really well, thank you, Rachel. I'm really looking forward to this great Division 1 Grand Final between the two top teams.
That's right. Jason is our go-to stats man, so he'll keep us posted on player stats and how they've been tracking throughout the season. The game's just about to begin, so let's check out the starting lineups. Jamie, take us through each team.
Thanks, Rachel. So for Sunshine, leading off, Jordan Youngs, then Nikau, Pawaka Grego, Bryce Aldridge next, batting cleanup, Rory Medic, Alistair Lovelock, the first baseman, Adam Irons, Jason Tutt, and at the end, Josh Gatt. Starting on the mound for Sunshine is Scott Riley Barr. And for the Orioles, leading off Liam Hopkins, then we've got Ben Leslie, Luke Hughes, the Australian baseball legend, batting the DH, Jacob Evans, Ryan Berg, Cooper Goodman, Charlie Collins, the second baseman, David Dicker, and Nicholas Rossell at the end on the mound for them, Andrew Jones. So two pretty even lineups, and it's going to be a very interesting game starting in just a few minutes.
That's right. Thanks, Jamie. It should be very interesting to see these two pitchers go toe-to-toe. Both teams have had really strong pitching all throughout the season, so it will be fascinating to see how these two guys perform out here on the mound tonight.
Very much so.
How important do you think this game is, Jamie? It's Game 1 of a potentially 3-game series. This is really a huge moment for these teams, whether they can get started on the right note or if they're going to have to kind of chase on the weekend and try and get back into the series.
Well, Game 1, setting the tone for the championship series here. Orioles looking to go back-to-back after their first win in a very long time. Sunshine haven't got to the top of the VSBL for a couple years now, so you want to start off as strong as possible and getting a win in Game 1. Midweek game, Tuesday night, weather is perfect. No team really has any excuse here, and you just want to set the tone for what's going to be a very interesting series.
Yes, that's exactly right. Now, Blackburn finished second in the regular season with a 16-8-2 record. They had trailed Geelong for much of the season, but a few late slips by Geelong and a few wins by Blackburn allowed them to really get up there and get in second place. Now, Sunshine finished in first with an 18-7-1 record. They were at the top of the ladder all season long, no doubts about them. and they are definitely hungry for their first VSBL Division I Grand Final win in more than 30 years. So you can see it from the Eagles, you can see it from Blackburn, who won last year. So this is a very fierce battle, very strong competitor, so it will be good to see them take the field tonight.
Definitely so. Orioles hitting first, leading off for them, Liam Hopkins here, the third baseman. And on the mound, as I said before, Andrew Jones here. Scott Riley Barr.
Batting first for Blackburn is Liam Hopkins.
Hopkins, the right-hander, stepping up to the mound. And here we go. We are ready.
First pitch outside.
Contact here, ball's going out, and it goes and caught there by the left fielder. Nick Rosser with the first catch for the game, and the first out for Josh Byrne.
Now that's exactly what you want there if you're Sunshine, and Scott Riley Barr in particular, having those really quick outs. That only took him 2 pitches to retire the first batter. That's exactly what they need here to keep the game moving quickly and to get them chances up at the plate to bring some runners around to score. Ben Leslie up to the plate now for Blackburn. He's been a strong hitter for them all season long, and he will hope to make some contact here at the top of the first with 1 out.
Swing and a miss there, strike called. Orioles trying to get their first on base for the game. How important do you think getting on base to start the game in the first inning is for both sides?
Oh, I think it's massive. It's very important. And you've seen from both of these teams throughout this season, that's really been one of their strong points, is getting on base early, starting the scoring, having those huge margins to work with. So then their pitchers don't really have anything to worry about. They can just go out there and do their thing and pitch well. But if the offense is backing them up, then, I think that's really been both Sunshine and Blackburn's recipe for success. And, we've seen Blackburn's offense be a bit quieter in recent games in the semifinals compared to how they were against some opponents throughout the regular season. But they still get plenty of hits. I think they had double-digit hits in their last semifinal game as well. Their lineup really clicks on all cylinders when they're moving in the right direction, and that's what we want to see. So that was a strikeout there to Ben Leslie. So that brings up number 16, Luke Hughes.
Hughes announcing his retirement from the ABL toward the end of the season. They're winning a championship with the Aces. He's looking to bring his home club, Blackburn, their second VSBL championship in a row. Let's see what he can do. He's caused some destruction at this park plenty of times before in his career, and he want to continue that right now as the first pitch is called a strike.
Yeah, I think in his first season with Blackburn last year, Luke had to have made a huge difference to the team. His hitting obviously is something really great, but then he also seems to be a real club person and really enjoys playing for Blackburn. So the Burners definitely love him, and he's definitely had a few home runs in recent games, so they'll be looking for the same thing here at Melbourne Ballpark tonight.
Ball called inside, counts at 2-1 now for Hughes. So no championship hangover for Hughes after the Aces' massive grand final win.
Yes, I'm sure he would love to celebrate another one with the Burners, but they'll have to win 2 games here at Melbourne Ballpark to get the job done.
Counts now at 3-1 here. Hughes has the advantage. You can see the outfielders nice and deep for Hughes. They know exactly what he can do.
That's a foul ball, but you saw it right there. He can make quite strong contact, and that's something that Sunshine definitely wants to avoid.
3-2 now. Full count here for Hughes. Let's see what Riley Barr can do here. And he gets him swinging. And that's the end of, we're top of the first here. Still no score. That's a great pitching performance there by Jones. By Barr, excuse me.
All right, we're heading into the bottom of the first now. No score between Sunshine and Blackburn at Melbourne Ballpark. Sunshine Scott Riley Barr did a phenomenal job. It didn't take him many pitchers to get Blackburn out of the box and back up on the field. So now Sunshine's batters will come up and see what they can do. We've got Jordan Young leading off. Sunshine shortstop, and he has been very reliable for the team so far this year. Plenty of hits, plenty of great plays in the field as well. If he could get on base to lead things off, that would be ideal for Sunshine.
Andrew Jones now on the mound for Blackburn. Jason, how has Andrew Jones' season gone so far?
Andrew Jones for Blackburn pitching. He's pitched 33.1 innings for the season, giving up 20 hits. But he has got 24 strikeouts, so that holds him in good stead, and hopefully he can continue that throughout this game.
Yeah, I think tonight if it turns into a pitcher's duel, which I definitely predict it will, those strikeouts will be key. You know, you want to keep the runners off the base paths. This is a huge must-win game. You don't want to be giving up any unnecessary runs. And I think both pitchers are well aware of how much is on the line here. And they must be feeling a bit of pressure, suppose, in the first game. Want to do well for their team.
Jordan Young here at the mound for Sunshine, the shortstop. Hoping, as everyone is, obviously, to get on base. Let's see what he can do to start the top of Sunshine's offense. Contact on the first one, it goes foul.
And one of the reasons why Sunshine's offense has been so unstoppable this year is that they get those leadoff batters on base, and they cause trouble early, and they make pitchers work to retire them. And I think Sunshine will hope to do the same thing here tonight against Blackburn, a team that they split the series with back in the regular season.
Second pitch is inside. Counts at 1-1 now.
So back in November in round 11 and round 12, the Eagles and the Orioles played each other, and Sunshine won 4-1 in the first game, and Blackburn took out the second game. So they're pretty evenly matched, as they've showed us so far this season. We will see what they bring to the table tonight.
Jordan Young there, run out, hits it straight to the third baseman in Liam Hopkins. It's now Nico Pawaka. Grego steps up to the plate. Jason, what has he done so far this season?
Yes, he has a on-base percentage of .442, so he definitely knows how to get on base, and hopefully he can be the first one in this inning.
Fantastic ability to get on base does Nico Pawaka. Grego, the left-hander, lefty against lefty here. Not a matchup you see too often.
And he's really one of Sunshine's rising junior stars. He's made plenty of game time in the first this season, and he had quite a hitting streak going on throughout the majority of the season. I think there were only a handful of games in which he did not get a hit.
You can even see with that the eye that he's got there, the ability not to, or to pick his pitches, know when to and not to swing. You don't see that too often with the youngsters, but you can tell with his ability to get on base that he knows exactly what to do. As the commentator curse just kicks in there. No, he's called safe. Great hustle there to beat the throw at first base, and the first hit for the game goes the way of Sunshine, as we see the replay here. touch and go, but
He's up for Sunshine. Bryce Aldridge.
they flip a coin on that one. Called in as Bryce Aldridge, the catcher, steps up to the plate here for Sunshine.
Aldridge is Sunshine's import this season, and he's made a massive difference at the club. I know he's been involved with the juniors, and he's been making a real difference, and they seem to really love having him here. The American has plenty of experience in college and coaching, and it seems like he's really brought a lot to the table for Sunshine. Always getting on base. He's hit a few home runs. He's been a really solid contributor for the Eagles this season. I actually spoke to Bryce earlier, right when the season was starting, and he was really excited about joining Sunshine and playing in Australia and getting the opportunity to do that. And I think he's really made the most of it, and I'm sure wrapping it up on a high with a grand final win would be an exceptional way to finish off his first season in Victoria.
That pitch is fouled off.
What was that?
By Aldridge.
No score, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Sunshine up to bat. Got a runner on first base. And Bryce Aldridge will be hoping to move him around.
Ball's in play. Going to try and turn a double play here. Runners out at second and at first. Great play there by the Orioles to end the first innings. Still no run either side.
Yeah, that was a fantastic defensive play right there. You know, they seemed very confident and capable. They just got the job done. That's exactly what Blackburn needs to do. They need their defense to be completely on par here and really working hard to keep Sunshine off the base paths, because we have seen that Sunshine will steal bases and they will be aggressive when running the bases, and that's not something that Blackburn wants to have to deal with tonight. So we are off to the top of the second. No score here at Melbourne Ballpark with Sunshine and Blackburn facing off. Now, not only is this a big game for these two teams, but it's also a big moment for VSBL and Baseball Victoria, as we have partnered with MySport Live to stream finals at Melbourne Ballpark. This is an exciting partnership as we hope to elevate VSBL to the next level and showcase Victorian baseball to a wider audience. MySport Live is a local business based right here in Melbourne that provides affordable live stream and video services to grassroots sporting competitions and organizations. We're thrilled to be working with them, and we really hope you all enjoy viewing the VSBL Finals live streams. You can learn more about MySport Live on their website. Just go to mysportlive.tv and check it out.
Yeah, plenty of talent in VSBL Division 1 and 2 men's and women's Division 1 and 2. It's going to be great to share all the finals through the VSBL live stream, not only tonight but across the weekend as well.
Yes, certainly something we're excited about. It will be great to showcase these two clubs. They've worked really hard to be here, you know, throughout the entire season. You've just seen them be relentless. They just keep working at it, and they've come close. Obviously, Blackburn did win last season. Sunshine dropped out in the semifinals, losing to Geelong. And, you know, Sunshine really wants to win, but Blackburn would love to bring home another flag after having quite a premature drought.
Just about to get underway here for the top of the second. No run scored in the first innings. Sunshine had the one player left stranded on first.
Blackburn is Jacob Evans.
Jacob Evans now up to the mound for the Orioles.
He's been a solid contributor for Blackburn as well. And one really interesting thing about Blackburn that really shows the team's strength is that just about every week when they have a solid win, you look and you see that almost every player on the lineup had at least a hit. You know, they were getting on base, they were taking walks, they were doing all of that. And so it's not just one or two players who are making a difference. It's really the whole team coming together. And once they get, you know, two runners on, the bases loaded, they're really dangerous and hard to contain. So that's something Sunshine really needs to watch out for. Scott Riley Barr is doing a great job of that so far.
Counts here 1-1, ball and fouled. And as is customary at Melbourne Ballpark, the ball gets caught in the net. Can't have a game without that.
That's right. It's all part of the charm of Melbourne Ballpark. Awesome to be out here for the grand finals. Both teams have a big crowd here. Lots of supporters coming out to cheer on their favorite teams on a beautiful Tuesday night.
Great to have midweek baseball back at Melbourne Ballpark. Ball's in play. Gets hit to third. And the ball beats the batter first out, down for Sunshine. Now coming up for the Orioles is the catcher Ryan Berg. Jason, tell us a bit about Ryan Berg.
Ryan Berg, well, this season he has had 26 hits for 13 runs, so half of his hits have translated into runs. He's also gotten 14 RBIs.
Unbelievable stats. He's at the plate now. What can he do here? Lets that one go. Called strike.
Scott Riley Bauer is doing a terrific job so far, keeping Blackburn under control. So we'll see if he can continue that fine form through the top of the second.
2 strikes, no balls here. Pitcher definitely in front. Contact on that one. Called fair, just inside the line. And the Orioles are going to get their first hit for the game, and it's a double.
That was a huge hit there, right in the corner. It's exactly what the Orioles needed. About now, they only have 1 out. They certainly have the opportunity to score here. Now it's all about making that happen.
Cooper Goodman stepping into the batter's box. He's got a runner in scoring position.
Cooper Goodman has had 16 RBIs this season, so with Berg in a scoring position, we could see our first run.
Exactly the player that you would want in the batter's box when you've got a runner in a great position like this. Now, Rachel, how important do you think scoring the first run in the championship series would be for Blackburn?
Oh, I think it's really important. I mean, you always feel better when you have a lead, certainly. And in a game like this where it's really kind of must win, you know, it's always more difficult, and it certainly can be done. We saw it on the weekend with VSBL Division 2, where we took a 1-0 series lead, and Malvern came back to win the next 2 games and move on to the grand final. So it certainly can be done. But I think it's just massive to win this first game tonight and have that kind of cushion moving into the weekend, so that, you know, even if you lose on Saturday, you can come back out on Sunday and get the job done. So, you know, in terms of that, looking at that, if you're trying to get that win tonight, you definitely want to score the first run. And now Blackburn has that runner on third base, so they could definitely do it, but they do have 2 outs here.
Goodman gets on base. Runners on the corners here now as Collins steps up to the plate. Ball's going high and it lands fair. Surprising everyone and the Orioles with the first score of the game. Unbelievable circumstances there. Ball lands just inside in fair play. Unbelievable play there.
Well, just as I was saying, that's big for Blackburn. I mean, it is a small lead. It's 1 run, but that could make all the difference, and they're going to try and keep that growing here. Got runners on first and second now.
That was Charlie Collins' 10th RBI of the season there.
And what a time to get number 10. David Dicker now stepping up to the plate for the Orioles. 1 out, runners at first and second.
And Jason, you just mentioned Charlie Collins. He's an under-18 player, and he's been a very big contributor for Blackburn so far this season. He's definitely been included up there in the seniors, and he's made a real difference. And you just saw that here. You know, he He does well under the pressure. He's been in state teams before, and I think he has a promising future ahead of him in baseball wherever he decides to go.
First pitch called a strike. Thought about it. Fantastic change up there. 0-2 now. Sunshine really looking to turn a double play here and get out of the inning with just the 1 run.
Now, I think for Scott Riley Barr here, the key is how he will respond to this pressure. And all throughout the season, he's obviously been one of Sunshine's strong starters. He is able to handle, you know, a score here, a score there. But if he can keep things under control and get out of this inning and leave these runners stranded, that will be very important for Sunshine. And then hopefully the Eagles can come up to bat and get something done.
Ball called there, 1-2.
You've got Cooper Goodman on second and Charlie Collins on first.
Contact made, ball's fair.
The runners are coming around.
One
Cooper
run.
Goodman scores the second run.
Massive hit there for the Orioles. Another run comes home, 2-0 now. Orioles with an early lead, trying to carry this momentum through.
With the safe hit down left. Charlie Goodman, man.
You saw that first inning from Blackburn was fairly quiet, but the second one is a totally different story, and that's really where they've excelled so far this season. You know, they can start out a little slow, and then suddenly they come in really hot, and they get those runners on, and they just don't seem to quit.
Nicholas Rossell now up for the Orioles. Run through their entire lineup in the second inning. Plenty of hits early for Blackburn. Another more contact made. Good catch there by the center fielder, Tut. Runners staying where they are.
That was a big out for Sunshine and Scott Riley Barr. That's exactly what they needed to kind of regain control. They'll be trying to get that last out and get out of this inning and then come up to bat and hopefully get some runners on the same way that Blackburn has in the top of the second here.
Blackburn back up to the top of the order now with Liam Hopkins. Runners on second and third. Contact made, and that goes fair as well. And runners are coming through. Both runners come home for Blackburn. This is a massive inning for the Orioles. 4-0 now. The base is clear. Hopkins stays at first. And Sunshine need to think quick to get out of this inning.
That's right, Jamie. Sunshine has retired 2 batters. They've had 2 outs, but they need to get 1 more here to get out of this inning, and they'll definitely be working from a deficit for the rest of the night until they can get ahead, if they can get ahead. And that's what, you know, the Eagles will really need to buckle down and work hard now.
Contact made there by Ben Leslie, and he's going to be retired out at first to end the first half of the second inning. 4 runs scored there for Blackburn. It's 4-0. Now, what an inning for Blackburn that was, getting 4 runs in. You thought they had a bit of a shaky start there to start the first inning. No hits, no runs, obviously.
Yes, very quiet, definitely.
But then an offensive explosion there by Blackburn. 4 massive runs scored, 5 hits as well, 1 stranded on first base.
Yes, Blackburn has certainly shifted the entire tone of this game. I mean, we came into it thinking, you know, this may end up being a pitcher's duel, will be low scoring, won't be many runners getting on the bases, and that's completely changed now. Blackburn has turned the game upside down, and the Orioles have a comfortable lead to be working with now, and obviously all of the Orioles fans would be pretty excited.
Now, we did think it was going to be a bit of a pitcher's duel, but the last time they met, round 12, Blackburn scored 15 runs, so we know that they have that offensive explosion if need be. It just so happens that they're fantastic pitchers as well, and it pays to be a well-rounded team. Let's see if Andrew Jones, the pitcher for Blackburn, can carry this momentum. that his offense put together.
That's right, Jamie. Well, you just said it there that Blackburn is a really well-rounded team, and I think that's part of why they won so quickly and easily in the grand final last year against Geelong. Obviously, the Baycats put up a good fight, but Blackburn dominated that series and was able to win the grand final in just 2 games. They didn't even need that 3rd game. So Blackburn definitely wants to do the same thing this year. That would be a very sweet victory for them, but first they've got to get through at least these 2 games and see what they can do.
Rory Medic up to bat for Sunshine. Jason, tell us a bit about Rory.
Rory has been doing quite well this season. Hopefully he can get the start here. He's gotten 14 hits this season and 2 doubles, so hopefully he can turn this hit into a double.
Yeah, a big hit is exactly what you need. I mean, a single would be great, but getting a double or a triple would really start Sunshine off on the right note here. However, he was quickly retired, so we'll move on to the next batter.
Goodman there with the throw to first base for an easy out for the Orioles. Alistair Lovelock checking up. Sorry, Adam Irons.
Now Blackburn is leading 4-0 in the bottom of the second. And we'll get through this frame, and then we will have a special guest joining us from Blackburn to talk about the team and how well the club is going this season.
Lovelock there. I was right the first time. Fouls off the first pitch. Sunshine really need a bit of offense here. Need to wrestle back some of the momentum that Blackburn managed to take in the top of the inning.
Yeah, no, we saw Blackburn get a lot of that done with 1 out. So Sunshine still has a chance here. They've just got to get on base and make some things happen.
Now, a 4-run lead, certainly not insurmountable. How do you think Sunshine are feeling right now? Are they feeling the pressure, or are they going to use their experience and relax and just chip away at this lead?
You know, I think it would be a bit of both. I'm sure they are feeling a bit of pressure, and, you know, they definitely want to get back in this game and make a statement here in Game 1. But they've come back before. They can definitely come back again. I mean, even on the weekend in Game 2 against Geelong, they were only down by 1 run, but they hadn't scored anything until the 9th, and that's when they came back and scored a pair of runs for a 2-1 victory over Geelong to get their spot here in the grand final. So it's certainly something that Sunshine is capable of, and it's still early days. It's only the bottom of the second here, but, you know, the longer that it goes on, the more important it is for Sunshine to get something started.
And it was Alistair Lovelock that did break that drought on the weekend. He hit the walk-off run.
As he just gets retired there. Third base to first base. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Orioles still with the lead, 4-0.
Yeah, the Eagles' comeback win on Saturday was very exciting. The entire Sunshine community is pretty pumped about their great season and their arrival back in the grand final. It's been a long, long time since Sunshine has won the VSBL Division I grand final, and they want to snap that drought the same way that Blackburn did last year.
First pitch, called a ball. Second pitch is the same as well. Sunshine being nice and calm here, not worrying too much, not swinging ridiculously at everything. Just trying to pick their pitches and just get on base. That's how they have to start, as the ball is popped up along the first base line and called a catch to retire the inning. Bottom of the second, we're sitting at 4-0 in favour of Blackburn.
Fantastic effort from Blackburn in the last season, and in the last inning, excuse me, and we'll see if they can keep that going here in the top of the third. I think Scott Riley Barr definitely wants to have a quieter inning here in the third. And we'll see what he brings to the mound here. Alrighty, top of the third, getting underway here at Melbourne Ballpark.
Hughes' first pitch makes contact, and one pitch, and he's already on base. Classic Luke Hughes. Hit into left field.
Yes, and now that we're into the top of the third, we have a special guest joining us this inning. We're going to bring on Brooke Tierney. She's the secretary of Blackburn Baseball Club, but she may be better known for her fabulous match reports every week, paying particular attention to the awesome atmosphere at local clubs. Thanks for joining us, Brooke. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Now, Brooke, you grew up at Blackburn, essentially, right?
Yes.
And how long have you been involved with the club?
It's a sad reflection on my life, but about 41 years.
And I'm sure there's been many highlights over those 41 years, but how did last year's grand final win?
I think being part of the committee last year had a different perspective on the grand final win, knowing that we'd had, I think that was Matty Taylor's, our coach's second grand final appearance in that was his third year coaching. We'd lost a couple, there was a bit of pressure on the boys. So coming through with essentially what was a team of, we had a couple of guys come up from the twos, actually a lot of guys come up from the twos last year. To win that was amazing. So the guys are pretty impressed.
As Evans flies out there to the second baseman. Now, of course, last year's grand final win, such a massive achievement for the club. What's changed from last year coming into this year? Of course, obviously, such a successful season again. What's changed from last season coming into this season?
I'd like to say a lot, but actually not much. We lost our pitcher last year, Skylar, who went back to the States. We had some unfortunate incidents with 3 imports. So one never got out of the airport, one went home after 5 weeks, and one never even started the season. So we lost Skylar, we lost Daniel Mack retired, we got a couple of guys back, Cooper Goodman back from college. That was really all that changed. I think we did a few things differently last year that looked to, I guess, define our success and what that means for a club, and it actually had nothing to do with winning. So that set the club up and the guys up for a good win last year, and then to roll into this year.
Well, perfectly said there, Brooke. Do you have a lot of fond memories from last year's amazing season?
Yeah, yes. And it was funny, there's a running joke with some of the older members of the club that if we lose the first couple of games, then we're done, it's over, we're never coming back. That's happened both years. And I know my brother Andrew said to me last year and again this year that a club had said to him, one of the coaches of another club had said, leading into the Christmas break, Blackburn are done. We'd lost a couple of games, we were just kind of hovering. And another coach just said, nah, just wait. This is what Blackburn do. They come back from the break and they just get a roll on. And proof's in the pudding, we're here again, which is a good feeling. And I can pinpoint, and I actually said to Matty Taylor, as I'm watching where that hit went.
Ball flies safe to right field. Another hit for the Orioles runners on the corners.
Yeah, I remember saying to Matty Taylor not long after the Christmas break, and we were sitting around and all the boys were hanging it on each other, and people were angry, and we were all fighting amongst ourselves, playful fighting. But I said to Matty, that spirit's back. And I said, it's kicked in. He said, it's exactly kicked in. And so we had a really good vibe throughout the whole club, which ultimately helps deliver a culture which gets these guys here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think you should ever count Blackburn out. The top four was tightly contested, with Blackburn one of 3 teams to finish with 16 wins. The Orioles just edging forward of the other 2 to earn a home semifinal. How important was this feat to firstly finish in the top 2 on the ladder and not let your position slip? Were you on edge in the last few games leading into the finals, Brooke?
Personally, I just wanted to know when it was over because I didn't want to have to work in the canteen again. I'd made that many salad rolls, I couldn't cope.
How many salad rolls do you think you made?
So we were just again, a sad reflection on my life. We were making 50 a game, and we started comparing our salad rolls to other salad rolls. We believe we've got the best salad rolls in the league. So for me, I just wanted to get it over with. I was sick of having questions asked. But I know for Maddie and the boys, they wanted that to finish where they did and to get that home series. So once that was in the bag, and we kind of thought we might have got club championship at the same time, they're pretty proud of themselves.
Blackburn retired there, no runs scored. Now, Cheltenham put up a really good fight in the semi-final series, but you managed to defeat them, obviously, and make it to the grand final. How excited were you? How did you feel when you found out that Blackburn were heading to another championship series?
I just look at, and it wasn't relief with the boys, it was looking at them on the weekend and kind of just going, oh, yeah, like, we're here and it's okay. I know that probably individually they were all pretty pumped. There is a bit of rivalry. We had the 2 Leslie brothers playing against each other, and I think Les's brother flied out to Les in the last inning, out of the game. So there's a little bit of sibling rivalry, I guess. But yeah, really important for us to get here. And I think, we'd had the weekend before, we had 5 teams in finals. 3 of them lost by a run, and our juniors lost as well. So we'd had a pretty crappy weekend. But I think a testament to the club and the culture that everyone's back at training the following week. Our seconds and thirds are there supporting the guys, and we'll be on Thursday night as well.
That's right, Brooke. Well, it all worked out in the end. Blackburn is here in the grand final. Now, if you're just joining us on the VSBL Division 1 live stream of Game 1 between Sunshine and Blackburn, we've got Brooke Tierney up in the box with us. She's secretary of Blackburn Baseball Club, and she's filling us in on her beloved club. Now, Brooke, you touched on it a moment before, but what would you say makes the club so special to you and keeps you involved?
You mentioned that today about being special. I don't think we're special. We're no different to any other club. We've got the same issues, the same half a dozen people that have to do the same, I'm not going to swear, I promised everyone I wouldn't swear, the same stuff that everybody else does. And it doesn't make us any better or any worse than anybody else. I think for a club that we don't have major sponsors, it's all self-funded with our supporters and our players. It's just an attitude and a spirit that we just got to get shit done. That's essentially what it is. And I think when they asked me to be on the committee a couple of years ago, I kind of did it to make my brothers stay at the club. One left anyway, and he got told he was never allowed to come to Christmas again. But that was the reason I did it. And I can't add any value to any baseball stuff in terms of what happens on the field. But as a committee, we brought some new people in that don't have a baseball background and they have a business background, and we know how to make stuff happen. And I think I'm still there because, and I don't mean it to sound egotistical, but I know I can have an impact. And to be honest, I got sick of hearing everyone complain about baseball in Victoria, and I kind of just went, well, all right, we can all complain or we can get in and do something. And I felt like I might be able to make a difference and enable a bit of change.
Jason Toote retired there. Nathan Gatt now up to bat for Sunshine. Now, looking at the team you've got this year, you've got out on the field, you've got a really good mix of youth and experience. Who are some of the players that are really, stood up with their leadership and their mentorship, helping the younger players become the players that they are and earning their spot in the championship series?
I think so. Matty Taylor, our coach, is an amazing leader of people, and he has entrusted and empowered those around him. And it's a bit of a work cliche, but it's leadership at all levels. And if we left it up to these, how many people out there? 9. That shows how much I know. 9 guys out there. It's a tough job, but we implemented a few programs over the last couple of years which looked at leadership, mental health, almost what it takes to be, and I hate this saying, but the best version of yourself. I hate that saying, but essentially what it was. And the guys across the club stood up, and we've got just as many leaders like Jared Kingston and Hambo, who's still playing. He was playing at Blackburn since he was under 14. So we've got guys across the entire club that are leaders and that make the jobs easier for everybody else. But I think in terms of the boys out there, you've got Dave Dicker, Ryan Berg, Liam Hopkins, who ultimately are probably steering the ship at a game day level or on the ground. And that's showing a little bit of their experience and their age. And I know, like, I've had chats to them before about pull your head in, be a leader. But it's all, it's leadership at all levels.
Josh Byrne up to bat now.
So, Brooke, you were just mentioning, the leadership aspect and how your team is really kind of a good mix of younger players and older players who have that experience, which is really important. What would you say are the keys to a Burners win tonight? Obviously, you're up 4-0. Things are looking pretty good, but what do the boys need to do to hang on and keep this moving in the right direction?
I'm the worst person to ask this question to. So my answer is just get more runs than Sunshine. But I know that literally, if I try and answer that, tomorrow Matty Taylor will ring me and yell at me. He said I need to keep my comments about salad rolls and that's it. So I think the guys, it sounds, again, cliche, they just got to do what they got to do.
Need more plays like that to retire the innings. Still 4-0 in favour of your Blackburn Orioles. Now, you guys snapped the long premiership drought last year. What would another win this year mean to the club?
I think I was talking about it with Dad before. I think in the 22 years we've been in Division 1, and I remember being at that grand final, we've been in 17 finals appearances. We've only missed 5 in those 22 years. And I think we've won 5 Div 1 finals. But I think this year it probably means more because it's a culmination of the job that Matty's been trying to do over his last 4 years, that it's not just about the first, it's about the club and it's about the culture we create. And again, if we can do it without imports, without sponsorships, without any of the egos and the big names and all of that sort of stuff, it's just a testament to what this group of guys can do with such a tight bond and a trusted unit between them.
It sounds like Blackburn definitely has the recipe for success and figured some things out on how to make things work at the club and everyone to get along and keep moving toward your goals. What are you most looking forward to for the rest of this final series, Brooke?
That I don't have to work in the canteen and no one has to ring me and ask how many hot dog rolls we need for Saturday. That, I think, is my ultimate joy. I've never been so excited to come to Altona before. But in all seriousness, I think if we're looking forward to Andy throwing well tonight, we want to see Dogger, Jacob Evans, to use his proper name, him play well. I think he's won the Triple Crown, so RBIs, home runs and batting average for the league, which is a massive, massive feat for Dogger. If we can see all the boys do really well, get some hits, and just, it sounds really bad and I sound like a footy coach, but enjoy themselves. I know Maddie kind of says that to them a lot about just enjoy the moment. So most of these boys were here last year, so they know how it works. We've just got to get it done.
Yeah, well, I think they certainly enjoyed themselves at the top of the second inning, scoring those 4 runs. That was really exciting. Now, one more question for you, Brooke. You've talked a lot about salad rolls. After making so many, do you still enjoy eating salad rolls?
I do, but I make my own special one, which doesn't have really any of the salad in it. So, yeah, it's been a long season, and I do complain about it, but it's nice to be here.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Brooke. It's been absolutely lovely chatting to you. We'll let you get back to the game, though, and maybe go find a salad roll. Go cheer on your beloved Burners. Best of luck for the rest of the game in the final series.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brooke. As that pitch is fouled off, he counts at 2-2. We've got David Dicker up to bat for Blackburn.
Just chatting to Brooke there, it's clear how strong the Blackburn baseball community is and how much the club's success means to them.
It's interesting to hear no club sponsors, having a lot of people involved that don't necessarily have a baseball background. You don't see that too often in local sporting community sport, as another hit here for the Orioles. So it's very interesting to see the local culture, the kind of club ethos that they have of they're a family, they're got this winning culture, and you can see that it's paying off for them. As Nick Rosell stepping into the batter's box here for Blackburn. Top of the 4th, no outs here. Blackburn have 1 runner on at first base. Looking to bunt. No contact made. Almost with the pickoff back at first base, but he just gets back in time, does Dicker.
Yeah, that was a close one there. As a baseball fan and a player, it's always painful to watch those outs that can be so avoidable. So good thing the Orioles still have their base runner, and they're ready to go here in the top of the 4th.
Nick Russell not immune to the long ball. He's hit 2 home runs and 3 triples this season. So with a runner on first, it's very possible that he could get around to home and increase the Blackburn lead.
And he tried to hit that one out of the park. No contact made. That just goes to exactly what you said, Jason. He knows how to hit a long bomb, and he wants to hit a long bomb here. And Scott Riley Barr on the mound does not want any more hits or any more runs added to his tally, but he gets another K there with a swing and a miss. First out of the inning there for Blackburn. Back to the top of the order for the Orioles, Liam Hopkins stepping back in for his 3rd appearance of the night.
Singled on his last at-bat.
Looking to do that again. Still 1 on first.
And Hopkins has 2 of the Orioles' RBIs tonight. He's powerful with the bat, and he'll be looking to do it again here. Top of the 4th at Melbourne Ballpark. Now Blackburn has 8 hits compared to just 1 for Sunshine. So the Eagles definitely need to pick up the pace offensively if they want to get back in this game and keep Blackburn from extending that lead even further.
Well, I asked at the bottom of the 2nd if Sunshine should be worried, and they weren't. They still remained nice and calm as another great pitch there called a strike. Do you think now they're starting to get a little bit more worried? They need to start get a bit of a wriggle on?
Yeah, I'm sure as the game progresses and you get closer to the 9th inning, of course, there's a bit more pressure mounting in terms of they only have so many outs to go to get those runners on and bring them home. But we've seen, the Sunshine offense can never be, counted out. They can always come back. They've shown that time and time again this season. And there's really only been a handful of games where they've been kept quiet and haven't really seen themselves. So if they can just get something going here against Blackburn, then I think they're definitely still in this contest. But if Blackburn keeps scoring the way that they have been, it will make it even more difficult for Sunshine.
Another unsuccessful pick-off attempt there at first. Base count is at 1 and 2. Hopkins in the batter's box for Blackburn. His third appearance of the night, looking to get on base once again. That pitch is fouled off. Hopkins doing a very good job of keeping this at-bat alive, really increasing that pitch count for Scott Riley Barr.
Yes, you always want your starting pitcher to be able to go deep in the game if possible, but when they're having long at-bats and really having to work to retire the batters, that makes it more difficult. And Sunshine may have to turn to their bullpen a bit earlier than expected if Blackburn keeps up with these long, challenging innings.
Well, the effort pays off there, finally retiring the batter. Now up for Blackburn. Ben Leslie, the centre fielder. Sunshine have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. We'll see how much longer Scott Riley Barr has left in him here.
Yes, if he can finish off this inning, 3 of his 4 innings would have been scoreless, which, you know, aside from that top of the second where things went a bit south, he has done a fairly good job containing Blackburn's offense, and they have had 8 hits, but they've only scored 4 runs. They've left a few runners on, which is important for Sunshine.
That last pitch scraping the edge of the box. Counts at 1 and 1 here. 2 outs in the inning, looking to wrap this one up nice and quickly with no further damage. That pitch is fouled off as well.
So Scott Riley Barr has thrown 15 first pitch strikes so far in this game, which is important. He's getting ahead in the count. He is battling with these batters, but it's just a matter of whether or not he can get out of this inning and keep Blackburn from advancing.
That last pitch up and in, called a ball. 2 and 2 here, 2 outs. Contact made, ball's in play, and Riley Barr retires the inning. No further damage caused. Middle of the 4th inning here at Melbourne Ballpark. Game 1 of the Division 1 Men's Championship VSBL Series. The score is 4 runs to Blackburn. Sunshine yet to score.
One of Sunshine's proudest and longest sponsors has been Village Roadshow, a company that has supported the Eagles since day one. Village Roadshow operates in theme parks, film and DVD distribution, cinema exhibition, film production, and marketing solutions. Sunshine's first president, George Kirby, owned the only picture theater in the area from 1930 to 1980, and the company has provided support to the baseball club continuously to this present day. Visit villageroadshow.com.au for more info on this important sponsor of Sunshine Baseball Club. Alrighty, we're heading into the bottom of the 4th here at Melbourne Ballpark. Blackburn is working with a 4-run lead. Haven't had many issues to face with Sunshine so far in this game. The Eagles have had only 1 hit. Blackburn will hope for another quick inning to get their batters back up in the box. Shortstop Jordan Young will come up to bat for Sunshine.
Jordan Young grounded out on his last at bat, so hopefully he can turn that around this time.
Sunshine really need to start to get a bit of a wriggle on here. 4 runs to 0. They've only had the 1 hit as well. Need a few more players reaching the bag. Young shaping up to bunt there. No contact made.
Jordan Young with 29 hits and 29 runs this season, so if he does get on base, there's every chance that he can be Sunshine's first run scorer of the game.
Looking to bunt there again. Ball is high, 2-0. Young has the count here. Let's see if he's going to try and get on base. Pops it up to center field. Can't find it, manages to pull down the catch. Does Ben Leslie. Lost that one up in the lights, it looked like there for a second. Managed to end up with it nice and comfortably, and Jordan Young retired once again. Nico Puaka-Grego now up, the youngster.
I feel like we've seen a few pop-ups here tonight. Quick outs, good outs for the pitcher, keeping the game moving along nice and steady.
Puaka-Grego is Sunshine's only hitter of the game today, so hopefully he can get on and kickstart something.
First pitch called a ball. That one's wide as well. Really looking like they're trying to get the youngster to have a swing here, but doesn't want to make it too easy for him to get on base once again. Called a strike is that one. 2-1.
You've got to hand it to Andrew Jones. He's done a phenomenal job pitching for Blackburn so far in this game. You know, it's been quick outs, easy outs. He hasn't seemed too fussed by Sunshine's lineup, which, you know, a lot of other pitchers run into trouble with Sunshine. So far, Jones is doing exactly what Blackburn needs him to do.
3-1, now the count. It's been a very patient at-bat here for Puaka-Grego, and he's going to take the short walk to first base. Very patient, very mature at-bat there for the youngster.
That's the first walk of the game here.
Bryce Aldridge, the right-handed batter, now stepping into the box. He's got 1 on first. Let's see if he can do anything here.
Now, Bryce has been known to make things happen with runners on the bases. And a big hit here could really change the tune of this game for Sunshine.
Gets the hit, lets it bounce. And the second hit for the game for Sunshine. Aldridge makes it to first, advances Puaka-Grego to second. Very handy at bat there for the Eagles. Let's see if they can do something here. As Rory Medic comes up for Sunshine. Runners on first and second. First pitch is inside. This would be the perfect way for the Eagles to start their scoring tonight. Fouls that pitch off. We're sitting at 1-1 here. Bottom of the fourth, just the 1 out. Orioles have the lead 4-0.
Now, Blackburn's 4-run inning in the second really got started with 1 out. So Sunshine certainly has a chance here. Looking for a safe hit.
Swing and a miss there. 1 and 2 now. Sunshine fans in the Sunshine dugout really cheering on their team here. Need some runs. That pitch is outside.
Yes, the Eagle supporters do not give up. They've been waiting a long time for this moment, and they want to see Sunshine make a comeback and get back into this game. And they still have a shot at the first game victory.
Called a strike. Medic not too happy with the call, but he has to walk back to the dugout. Fantastic pitching there by Jones. Alistair Lovelock steps up to bat.
So we've got the bat for Sunshine. Alistair Lovelock.
2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. Runners on first and second. First time that Sunshine have been in a proper scoring position this game. Ball goes straight to the shortstop to wrap up the inning. 2 batters stranded on first and second. Great defensive play there by Blackburn. We've played 4 innings and Blackburn have the lead 4-0.
Yes, that was definitely a more promising inning for Sunshine, getting those 2 batters on, but they really need to bring them around to score and break through in this game. Heading into the 5th now. And let's check in on how Sunshine starter Scott Riley Barr has been doing so far this game. Jason, can you fill us in?
Sure thing. Scott Riley Barr's pitched the whole 4 innings so far for Sunshine, and he's had 14 first pitch strikes, so he's really getting in the zone early and punishing the Blackburn batters. He's had 4 strikeouts as well, which is better than his Orioles counterpart.
Yes, I think he's done a great job. I mean, he had that rough inning in the top of the 2nd, but he has done well to kind of settle down after that. Sometimes you see pitchers get really, shook up after an inning like that, and he seems to have settled down and is looking to keep going in this game for Sunshine.
Well, he's only had the 1 inning with any scores in it. It did happen to be massive for Blackburn with the 4 runs, but we've had 8 innings pitched, and we've only had 1 inning with scores in it. So both pitchers doing really well. It's just a case of Andrew Jones for Blackburn just having a bit more composure and being a lot more relaxed. You could see in that last inning had runners on first and second with the 1 out, and then just managed to get 2 outs straight after that. So I guess it's just a case of let's hope that Sunshine can get some runs, can get some big hits, because nothing seems to be going past Blackburn's infield. As Luke Hughes stepping into the box for Blackburn, the DH.
Yes, Jones was certainly in control in that last inning. He didn't really seem fazed by the Sunshine runners on base, and he got the job done quickly and quietly, and that takes us to the top of the 5th here at Melbourne Ballpark.
First pitch is high. Good second pitch there. Riley Barr seems to have a bit more juice in this inning. He's throwing some really hard pitches here.
Yes, this is an important inning for Sunshine. They need to get out of this quickly and move on to get back up at the box, and hopefully they can make something happen. They seemed close in the bottom of the 4th, but just couldn't quite get there, and now they'll be hoping to kind of build up that momentum and keep things rolling in the right direction.
Called strike there. Full count here for Hughes. Riley Barr making him work at this at-bat. This will be a big out to kickstart the inning here.
It's a big swing there. He took a big cut at that one.
That pitch is fouled off. 3-2 here for Hughes. Fouls that one off as well. Veteran Hughes here, just extending this at bat, increasing the pitch count. Pitcher still warming up here for Sunshine in the bullpen. Not sure how much longer Scott Riley Barr has in him, but he's throwing his heart out in this inning as that pitch again is fouled off.
Yes, we've seen a few Blackburn batters do a really good job of battling in the box and really working the count and fouling off those pitches. And that means that Scott Riley Barr has, you know, had his work cut out for him. And so far, he's still doing well. There's a towering ball from Luke Hughes. And it is dropped in the outfield. Hughes will run to second. And that's another Blackburn runner in scoring position.
Tough catch there out in the lights if you're not used to playing in such a big field with such high light towers. Unfortunate there for the left fielder. But the inning rolls on as the cleanup man Jacob Evans steps in to the bat, into the box.
Yes, we heard Brooke Tierney mention earlier that he has been a very powerful batter for Blackburn, and hopefully he can bring in Luke Hughes here. That's what the Orioles would love to see. Just keep on rolling with that scoring.
He does have a batting average of the regular season of .424, so definitely can hit the ball.
Called a strike there. 0-2 now for Evans. Hughes at second. And Riley Barr once again finds himself in a tough spot here with another runner in scoring position.
You know, Sunshine's already working with a deficit, and they don't want to give up any more runs and be that much further behind, especially heading into the bottom of the fifth. So it's really important here that the Eagles get those outs and keep Blackburn from scoring even more.
Pitch is low and away, called a ball. 1-2 now. Contact made. Hughes going to stay at second. Evans out at first. Smart play there by the veteran Hughes.
That's a big out for Sunshine. That's important. Retiring that batter, stopping Hughes from advancing. They need a few more of those, and then Sunshine will be back up to bat.
Doesn't get any easier, though, for the Eagles. Ryan Berg now up for Blackburn. Hughes still at second.
Berg doubled on his first at-bat, so if he can do the same, Luke Hughes will come home for Blackburn's 5th run of the game.
Great pitch there, right in the corner. Called a strike. But Berg's not going to just swing at anything. He's going to wait for his pitch. Riley Barr battling away here on the mound.
Right up the middle.
Great play there. And Berg out at first. Hughes advances to third now. So it gets a little bit easier with the out, but it gets no easier with Hughes now even in an even better position.
Box for Blackburn, Cooper Goodman.
Goodman now, the right-hander. Called a strike there.
Goodman's already had 2 hits tonight. And if he adds one more, Blackburn's lead will stretch even further.
He's definitely trying to get another hit. He's swinging his heart out there. Just needs a bit of contact for Hughes to come home. Contact made there, and it falls short. Hughes is going to come home for Blackburn. Goodman safe on first, and another run scored. And this Blackburn lead extends once again, now 5 runs to 0. Gets a little bit harder here for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's big for Blackburn. The Orioles have got to be feeling pretty confident now. You know, they want to still be careful. They don't want to take any chances. But the more runs they can score, the better, especially against a Sunshine side that has been known to come back late.
That pitch is up and in. Called a ball. Riley Barr still on the mound here. Charlie Collins now in the box for Blackburn. That one's outside as well. Collins now ahead in the count here. 2-0.
Scott Riley Barr is really having to work for these outs here. Blackburn has had plenty of success against him so far tonight, and the Orioles are just relentless up there in the box. They just keep collecting those hits and really making Scott Riley Barr work for every single out.
That pitch catches the top corner now, 2-1. Riley Barr wants to get out of this inning. Contact made, it goes foul.
Blackburn now has 9 hits on the night, while Sunshine has just 2. Something the Eagles will hope to change moving forward.
Swung at that one late. Didn't make any contact now. 2-2. Riley Barr battling up there on the mound as he has been all night. And Collins with the signature Blackburn way of just extending the at-bat as long as possible, increasing that pitch count, forcing the Eagles to go into their bullpen. Contact made on that one. Throws to first, and it's called out. And just the 1 run scored for Blackburn at the top of the 5th inning extends their lead out to 5. Eagles really need to get a bit of a wriggle on if they want to take home this game 1. Top of the 5th, 5-0 Blackburn have the lead.
Yes, that was another exciting inning for Blackburn. We saw them piece together another run in the top of the 5th, which was important after that strong second inning and then a few quiet ones in between there. So far, Blackburn is pretty much dominating this contest, although Sunshine is certainly still hanging in there. But the Eagles, I think they need to pick up the pace offensively if they want to battle it out against Blackburn and have a shot at winning tonight. Jamie, what are your thoughts on what you've seen so far now that we're heading into the bottom of the 5th?
Well, it's a bit of a cliche, but I really don't think the score reflects how close this game has been. Looking at 5-0, that's a pretty big lead for Blackburn, but it's really been one inning where they did score the 1 run in the last inning, but aside from that, it was just the 1 inning where all the runs were scored. So it's been, I guess, as much as it doesn't look like it, it has been that pitching duel that we thought it would be leading into it as well, with both starters going as long as they have been. And you look at the amount of no-run innings, and even if you look a bit further, the amount of no-hit innings it really has been a close game, and you have to feel a bit for Sunshine that they find themselves in this hole, and I guess they're going to need to start getting some hits and getting some runs on the board if they want to take home this game.
Yes, I think there's just been some unfortunate timing there. You know, Blackburn has really been able to make the most of those scoring opportunities, and when they have runners on, they've been able to get them around, which is really one of Blackburn's strong points that they've showcased all season long. They were doing that last season. You know, once they get on and they get a rally going, they're difficult to stop, and I think that's kind of where Sunshine has run into some issues here. You know, a few, missed catches and that sort of thing, and that's how Blackburn has really quickly built up this lead here.
Adam Irons goes as quick as he comes. First hit, retired out at first base. Jason Tutt, the center fielder, comes up now to bat for Sunshine. Shapes up for the bunt there, then backs away. Strike called. I do think Tutt has the right idea here. Just get on base, whether it's a bunt or if it's a big hit out to the outfield. Sunshine just need to start getting some of their players on the bag. Only the 2 hits for the entire night.
Yes, I mean, we usually see Sunshine's hit tally reaching the double digits a lot of the time. So, the Eagles still have it in them. They could certainly come back in this game, but they would like to do it sooner rather than later now that we are in the bottom of the 5th.
That pitch is fouled out to right. 0-2 now. Tutt finds himself in a hole here. Another swing, another foul. Tutt taking a page out of the Orioles book. Just keep fouling it off, extending the at-bat as long as possible. Thought about the swing, decides against it, called a ball, a bit high, 1-2 here. Contact on that in play, and Tutt retired at first. 2 up, 2 down here for Sunshine. Nathan Gatt now for the Eagles.
Yes, Sunshine just seems to be struggling to make connection against Andrew Jones. Guess it goes to show why he's been one of Blackburn's most reliable starters all season long and why they chose him to take the mound for Game 1. I mean, if you're Blackburn, you've got to be pretty happy with your performance so far. Your starting pitcher has done a wonderful job. He hasn't really run into that many issues, especially against the team that finished first in the competition.
Well, he's just been throwing strikes. He's just been throwing strikes, forcing Sunshine to hit the ball and get the ball in play, and trusting his infielders that they can stop it and they can get the outs, and it's been very successful so far, just the 2 hits. 2-1 now here. Big swing, no contact made. 2-2 here. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Sunshine would love to extend this inning as long as possible. Contact on that ball. And they retire the inning once again. No hits, no runs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Blackburn with the lead, 5-0.
No, the game is more than halfway over now. Sunshine has limited chances to make up for those lost runs, but the Eagles will look to get the job done. Blackburn, meanwhile, will keep battling away, trying to get runners on base and take care of that for their team. Blackburn's David Dicker will lead off this inning.
Sunshine here going with a pitching change. They've decided to pull the pin. Griffin Weir now take the mound for the Eagles.
Griffin Weir has pitched 9 games for the season for 19.1 innings, and he has had 24 hits against him, but 19 earned runs. Sorry.
I think Weir has shown that he can fill in for Sunshine when they need him in situations like this where, you know, their starter has done a decent job, but he just can't quite go the distance. And, you know, Scott Riley Barr has put in a good effort here for Sunshine. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite gone exactly as he would have hoped. But the Eagles are still in this contest if they can make up those 5 runs and keep chasing the burners.
Yeah, so Scott Riley Barr finishes his time on the mound with 5 innings and 4 strikeouts. He did try well with 17 first pitch strikes, but obviously Sunshine have chosen to make the pitching change to Griffin Weir.
And I think that shows that the overall score really doesn't show how much he was battling and how much effort he was putting in. It's just the really unfortunate. Blackburn did a really good job of extending the at-bats as long as possible and just putting the pressure on the pitcher. As we have a walk here. And we have another special guest in the commentary booth. We've got Robert Brown, the president of the Sunshine Baseball Club. Robert, thanks for joining us. We're now 6 minutes into the inning, into the grand final matchup. How do you think the game's gone so far?
The game's pretty interesting. As per usual, Blackburn, with their hitting ability, is taking the lead and convincingly in front of Sunshine. So we haven't given up yet, though. It is a grand final, best of 3. So we still have the first game to complete. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed and see how we go. But Blackburn have come true to their name, hitting side, and proved it tonight.
Now, looking back at last week, we'll divert the attention for the game the game going on right now. Looking at your semi-final game last week against Geelong, 2-run margin in game 1, and then just the single-run difference in game 2. What are your thoughts on those games and how your team battled and managed to pull through in the end?
Yeah, so Geelong and Sunshine go back a long, long way, as you're probably aware, being both from the west. Had a pretty tough game, or a couple of tough games last year to actually put us out. So we come to the first to the semi-finals to play. So there was pretty tough battles there. It was a good result for Sunshine, but once again, you know, Geelong did come to play baseball, and it proves from the score. Pretty low scoring game, and in the second game they did extremely well to take the lead. But Sunshine, true to their word, will battle till the 9th innings, and they did come back in the 9th innings, scored the 2 runs to win the game. But hats off to Geelong. Hats off to all playing sides in this final series. Actually, some good quality baseball, and tonight's another day, another game.
Yes, Robert, that was exciting watching Sunshine come back to win that semi-final. Now, coming up against last season's Division 1 champions, how has the mood been around the playing group heading into this crucial game?
Yeah, it's always going to be walking on glass. The lead up to this game during the year, it was a pretty tough game, and to confront the side that pretty much won they won it last year. But as I said, we've got some depth on the mound. We've got a few pitches that we can put on the mound. We have put on the mound during the season. We were hoping that that would maybe ease the pain of the pain of Sunshine actually having runs scored against them. But once again, Blackburn have come to the game, and have been true to their word with the way they do hit the ball. We've still got a couple of innings left. We'll see what happens, and we've just made another change on the mound, so we'll see what Sunshine can do here.
Russell's at bat for Blackburn, full count, and another hit for Blackburn. Runners at first and second. Now, you guys, Sunshine led most of the led all season, top of the ladder all season. What was the mentality coming into the final series?
Okay, so pretty much what we did last year as well. We ended up minor premiers last year. So it was a learning curve for us that anything could happen in the final series. And last year we were knocked out in the first round, or in the first round of finals. So we approached it in a way whereby don't just expect being minor premiers you're gonna actually take out the big dance. So we did come to play last week and the week before. You learn by the mistakes you make the year before, and we certainly did. And I'm not saying they were mistakes. It just so happened that they were a better side last year and knocked us out. So different story this year, and we're actually have a chance to actually take out the big one. So hence why we're here today.
Now, Sunshine has been so strong all season long. Finished on top of the division. Sunshine was always up there. It was almost never in question that the Eagles, would make it to the semifinals at least. They were such a strong team, and they still are today. What players, who can you attribute that to? What players, have really kind of brought the team together and helped you get that one step further than you did last season?
Okay, good question. We've had a pretty the last couple of years we've been looking at our recruitment program and a development program. You make choices in bringing overseas participants over. Some work out, some don't. You learn by what you do and what you ask and who you do bring over. So one of our big pluses is definitely been having Bryce Aldridge come across. He's been a key fit in the team. He's taken over pretty much what DSam's position was in the Aces, and DSam's, as you know, one of our boys as well. And unfortunately, he's had to go overseas. So it's that plus a development program with some of our kids. We've got a few kids out there, or a few younger players out there, right field, left field. We've got a young 17-year-old at third base. The program's put in place probably over the last 2 or 3 years. We're holding some of our junior players. A lot of clubs do bring their juniors up to a senior level and they go walkabout, or they move to different clubs or do different things, give up baseball, do whatever. We're starting to hold on to a few of ours, and I think that's a key issue too, or a key thing that clubs need to look at, especially baseball. It's so easy to lose players. So I think we're going to attribute that to a lot of things. Plus, we've got a lot of our players that are stuck around for a long time. They're senior players. And so that's a bonus as well, because they provide the skill sets and the development that those juniors do need. We've still got a way to go, but it's looking pretty good.
So what are some of the valuable lessons that your juniors are learning from these more seasoned senior players?
Well, I suppose just playing baseball at that level is a big curve, big learning curve. And the other thing too is, Stewie Clayton's one of our old boys, if you like. He's been at the club for a long time, such as myself. Stewie's giving the boys a bit of an opportunity to actually earn their keep, perform and play. Don't perform, you're still part of the side. You're still part of the squad. So that's part and parcel of it. And also the fact that they are taking the side and have specialist skill set training and all that sort of thing. So all that sort of thing is good for clubs. But Stewie's been around, so he can see through not just winning baseball. It's a long-term initiative that Sunshine Baseball Club's looking at, and part and parcel of that is the development of the kids.
Another run has come in for Blackburn as well, as we have a minor pause for a wardrobe issue, but we're just about to get back underway here. Now, it's been a little while since Sunshine have won have taken home a Division 1 championship.
2 years, that's a long time, not a little while. That's good.
What do you think are like some of the big differences in the club since then, and how do you see the club as a whole moving forwards?
Okay, good. That's another good question. Back in those days, 32 years ago, there was a lot of the environment was totally different to start with. You know, you had volume at clubs because you didn't have things like .05, and you didn't have things like people living different lives and all that sort of thing. The technology stream where kids are now moving in that direction. Mums and dads brought them to the game and all that sort of thing, and kept them at clubs. So that's something that's going to be we'll never have again. So there's other things that. You know, we've got to try and get the volume back at the club. So, you know, we've got recruitment programs, development programs, whereby the kids, we want the kids to stay. So, getting down to the club, getting them involved, doing things like that, whereby, you know, we get the volume back at the club. You get mums and dads sticking around. Also, you know, having like bringing the internationals over and all that sort of thing. Holding on to our kids. But there's some of the things that we have focused on over the last 4 or 5 years. And once again, it all does take time. But one of the things that Sunshine did have back in those days was, you know, you couldn't walk in the club room back in those days, and it went quiet for a long time. And it's starting to get back to that type of environment at the baseball club, at Sunshine Baseball Club. We've got a lot of honour boards and history boards and all that sort of thing, just to bring people's attention back to what things were like back in the days. And it's certainly gaining some attention. People walk in the club rooms, they read about Sunshine Baseball Club. Our sponsors have been fantastic, so that's another big thing. Back in the days, we probably had 1 or 2 sponsors. We've got upwards of 9 and 10, 11 sponsors now, and a couple of really good ones: Deer Park Club, Village Cinemas, Jet Careers. So we've got some decent, half decent sponsors, and they're fantastic, and they bring a lease of life to the baseball club as well with what they do for us, and we try and reciprocate. The other thing too is other sporting clubs around. We do. Work very well with Albion Footy Club and a couple of the other footy clubs, as well as the cricket clubs in the area. So their seasons are different to ours, or that, especially the football club. So we go and reciprocate with them during the winter, and they come and help us and join our clubs and join our functions, and they're always a big bonus as well too. So there's a lot of things you can do. It doesn't just stop at one thing that's going to have the answers for everything. So there's a few avenues that we have tried, and fortunate for us, they've been bonuses for us.
Another run in for the Orioles now. Bases are loaded. And how big an impact in the short term has that made already for the club? Obviously, making the championship this season, finishing top of the ladder last season as well. On the diamond, how big of an impact has that made to the players?
I think it's been great. It's been fantastic. I mean, we learned by last year. This year we've taken the extra step. We've actually got through the first round. This is going to be a challenge for us, a 3-game series. As you can see, the scoreboard's not in our favour in any way, shape or form, but it's one of the 3. We still have 2 to go, and I'm sure the boys will walk away from this tonight, whether they win or lose, very positive, and we'll try and put something in place, and Stewie will definitely put something in place to be able to try and do something for Game 2.
So, Robert, what do you think are some of the keys to success? As you mentioned, regardless of how this game turns out here at Melbourne Ballpark tonight, what would be some of the keys to success for Sunshine preparing for this weekend on Saturday and potentially a Game 3 on Sunday?
Yeah. Number 1 will be keep the boys off the grog.
That's a start.
Well, today's a typical training session for us. Tuesday, Thursday nights are training sessions for us. So them playing today, they're getting a run around. The learning curve is what happens between their ears regarding the result. We'll take on board, and Stewie will take it on board with the other coaching staff on Thursday night. I'm sure there'll be a few words said, and there'll be a few things done, a few questions, and a bit of a session, probably back in the club room as well, talking to the boys and just making sure that all minds are positive, and hopefully we'll come back on Saturday and take out Saturday's game and take it to a 3-game series.
Yes, so you certainly have the rest of this grand final series to look forward to. Looking a bit further down the track, what are some other big goals for Sunshine?
Okay, so we've got a very active committee at Sunshine Baseball Club. So we're certainly looking at some structural activity taking place at Sunshine Baseball Club. So our diamond's actually been redone by the council this year. It's a little late, but the council finally come good with the budget, and so we'll have a new ground next year. We're also looking at hitting cages, and we're also looking at a few other things around the club rooms that hopefully will come together all at the same time, and it'll set some scenes for the future. Development for kids, always going to be a big thing. Our junior program's growing year on year on year on year. T-ball activity is doubled from last year to this year, which has been great. So yeah, we just want to keep those things moving in the right direction, and also hanging on to the people that we've got. You know, you don't want to lose the ability. We've come this far. They've played final series 2 years in a row now. This year they've taken it 1 year, so you don't want to lose the people that have experienced that and actually, have been involved in it over this last 2 years, 2 or 3 years. So if we can hold on and do that, I think we'll be right. And we won't give up.
Sunshine just done a very good job of getting out of a hole there to end the 6th inning there, 8-0.
Yes, so Robert, before you go, can you fill us in on what you would say are just, Sunshine's top 3 strengths as a team?
I think we're very good at sticking together. It's not just on the field. The boys do hold functions outside of the game environment. When we have functions at the club, the boys stick together, which is a great sign. It's not just play a game and then go off in your own direction, number one. Number two is the growth activity that we're seeing at Sunshine Baseball Club is very positive at the moment. So we'd like to see that continue. We're upward of 300 plus players and members at the club, plus juniors and seniors. We've got a women's side back again this year. We lost it last year for 1 season. We had it 2 or 3 years before that. So there's that. The committee's probably, I'll say that, I've said it 100 times and I'll say it again, I think it's the best committee that's the baseball in Victoria has got. They're accountable for what they do, and they are not afraid to voice their opinion, and part and parcel of doing that is you'll see change happening because people actually put what's in their head out on the table.
Well, thanks so much, Robert. It sounds like Sunshine is certainly on the path to success, regardless of how this grand final series turns out. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll let you get back down to the stands for the last few innings of the game. Thanks so much, and best of luck to you in Sunshine.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Rob. Joshua Byrne now up to the plate for Sunshine. Contact made on the first hit. Easy out there for the Orioles. We're at the bottom of the 6th. 3 runs scored there in the middle of that interview. 3 runs scored there for Blackburn. Leads now out to 8-0. Sunshine in a bit of a hole now. Really need to kickstart their offense now.
So, we heard Sunshine Baseball Club President Robert Brown just a moment ago talking about how this game, obviously hasn't gone exactly how Sunshine would have liked or hoped, but that there's always another game. They've got Saturday. They'll take a few days to prepare, build from this game, see what they did wrong, what they can improve on, and then come back out on Saturday and try and get started a bit earlier.
Another out there for Blackburn. Yeah, I really liked what he said in that they're such a team, they're a cohesive unit, and that their biggest strength was their unity, was their ability to stick together as a team. Obviously tonight hasn't gone the way they would have hoped, at least so far. You never know, but it's looking like it's probably heading the way of Blackburn. But that they'll stick together. There won't be any finger pointing or any name calling, anything like that. They'll debrief from today's game, take a few days off, and then still be a team and a real cohesive unit come Saturday.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's really going to be a key for Sunshine if they want to progress this grand final series to a game 3. They need to come back strong, and they certainly still have the opportunity to do that here tonight, but Blackburn is looking pretty confident and capable as they finish off another quick inning.
Perfect little 1-2-3 there for Blackburn. We're through 6 innings played. Sunshine still with no runs on the board. Blackburn with 8.
Now, in case you didn't know, we regularly share results and recaps on the VSBL Facebook page as well as the VSBL website. Make sure to like Vic Summer League on Facebook and visit vicsummerleague.baseball.com.au to stay up to date on your favorite clubs throughout this week's huge final series.
Results, player profiles, pictures, and so much more. There's always an abundance of amazing moments and stories in Victorian baseball this year. We hope to share more of them with you. And speaking of amazing moments, how's tonight gone so far? 8-0 in favour of Blackburn.
Yes, the Orioles have really put on a fantastic show. They've got lots of supporters here down the first base line, and I'm sure all of those fans in the Blackburn community would be very pleased with how the Orioles have performed so far.
And you could say the same about Sunshine as well. If you look over behind Sunshine's dugout, plenty of fans have made the trip, a relatively short trip compared to those that have had to come from Blackburn out to Melbourne Ballpark here in Laverton. But, I mean, I guess how good is it having midweek baseball back here at Melbourne Ballpark? The ground looks amazing. The lights are on, plenty of people here. If you couldn't make it out there, thank you very much for joining us here on the Baseball Victoria Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Goodman up to the plate for Blackburn. Griffin, we are here wanting to have a bit of a better inning than he did in his first inning before, with 3 earned runs.
Yes, you couldn't really ask for better weather for a midweek game here. I know we had some rain last week that put a damper on the VSBL Division II midweek games. That's not the case here tonight. Got perfect weather, clear skies, and lots of great baseball to be played.
Goodman pops out to right field. Bringing up Charlie Collins here for Blackburn.
Blackburn is Charlie Collins.
Goodman had 3 hits in his first 3 at-bats, so good on Weir for retiring him there. Goodman has proved to be a challenge all night for Sunshine, but he's taken care of, and there's another out.
This inning, exactly what the Eagles need right now. They need a quick inning, get 3 outs as fast as possible. Don't raise that pitch count too high, too fast for Weir. As David Dicker now up for Blackburn. He's had a handy night tonight so far as well, as have most of the Blackburn offense, if we're being perfectly honest.
Yes, and like I said before, we've seen that in so many of Blackburn's big wins this season. Their entire offense has come together to really make it happen. You know, it's not just 1 or 2 players who are standing out. It's the whole entire lineup working together and stringing those rallies together, you know, to have innings like that second inning where they did score 4 runs. And that's so important for Blackburn, and they put that on great display here tonight.
Well, for the most part, with the exception of the 5th inning, when they score 1, they tend to score quite a few together, as that ball is fouled behind home plate. But when they score 1, they score a lot. So hopefully for Sunshine, they can get out of this inning now. There's 2 outs. Still none on base. We've done a good job so far this inning. More contact made. Center field's going back. And a great inning there for Sunshine. 1, 2, 3. Exactly what they need. Let's see if they can carry this momentum into their offense.
Yes, that looks like it may have been Sunshine's quickest inning yet out in the field. Very important for the Eagles here, as they've had only 2 hits on the day compared to Sunshine's 12. So Sunshine has some catching up to do, but the Eagles will look to get it done in the bottom of the 7th here at Melbourne Ballpark. Blackburn leads by 8. Now, we've just chatted to Sunshine Baseball Club President Robert Brown before, and he touched on how important community support is for the club. One of Sunshine's sponsors is the Deer Park Club. They entered into a sponsorship in 2014, and with a strong link to the community, the social club provides superior service to its members and guests, as well as being proud supporters of the baseball club, especially its T-ball program. Sunshine Baseball Club thanks Deer Park Club for their ongoing support. Visit deerparkclub.com.au to learn more. All right, let's check back in with Jason on stats. How are we tracking along, Jason? Who have been the biggest contributors so far tonight?
Well, we've had Cooper Goodman for Blackburn with 3 singles from 4 at-bats for Blackburn. And we've also had David Dicker with a double and a single in his time at the plate. And for Sunshine, we've had a single for Nikau Puaka Grego and Bryce Aldridge. So hopefully those two and the rest of the Sunshine lineup, can get them started and get some runs on the board here.
Thanks, Jason. That's exactly right. The Eagles are eager to score. You know, they've been kept scoreless so far, and it's not very common for Sunshine. You don't really see them get shut out all that often, so it's very possible that the Eagles will make a late comeback here.
We just mentioned Bryce Aldridge, and here he is at the plate now for Sunshine. Let's hope he can continue his good form so far in this game. Bottom of the 7th here, Blackburn with the lead, 8-0.
Yes, and I think that's the whole point of having imports, is to bring a player in that can kind of share a different experience, a different mindset, and make a real difference to a team and a club. And I think Bryce is the perfect example of that. I mean, we heard Sunshine President Robert Brown talking about Bryce and how he's really helped not only in the first, of course, in their grand final campaign, but also with the juniors and developing some of those younger players into better athletes. And I think that's really important, and Bryce is kind of the perfect example of what a Victorian import should be.
Bryce out of Wabash College in Crawfordsville, Indiana, looking to get a good start and get some runs on the board for his Eagles team. Good eye there. Called a ball. Sitting at 2-2 here. That one's outside now. 3-2 full count here. You can see with Andrew Jones, the starting pitcher for Blackburn, still on the mound as well as we head into the bottom, as we're in the bottom of the 7th. Taking his time on the mound as well, not being rushed by anything, making sure he gets the pitch that he likes so that he can do things like that and retire yet another batter with the ground out to first.
And while Jones only has 2 strikeouts for the game, it's definitely been the defense that's behind him that's gotten a lot of the outs for Blackburn.
Well, as we've said quite a bit, he's just throwing strikes, he's throwing pitches in the zone, forcing the batter to hit it, and really trusting his fielders, really trusting his defense to get control of the ball and then get the outs, and it's been very successful so far.
Yes, Jones is really doing everything that you would want your starting pitcher to do in a VSBL Division I Grand Final. I mean, he's given Blackburn the cushion that they need to just keep on rolling with the bats and get the job done that way. And, you know, he really hasn't had that many issues with Sunshine, which is quite remarkable considering you're facing the top team in the division that has scored so many runs over the course of the season and really been a challenge to all competitors.
Rory Medic now, the DH for Sunshine, into the lineup at his first at-bat for the game. Counts now sitting at 2-1. 2-2, excuse me. Missed that last pitch. That ball's in play. Great stop there by the first base. It's going to be a race here. And Jones outruns Medic. Great play there by Evans, the first baseman. Ball was already past him. Big diving play across his body. And then the great recognition to realize he wasn't going to get up in time.
Yes, that was an impressive hustle there. You know, that's important, keeping those runners off the base pass, getting that out. That was big for Blackburn.
Lovelock now up for Sunshine, the first baseman.
Lovelock's grounded out on his 2 turns up at the plate, so hoping he can turn this around.
If there's any time, there's no time like the present to get this offense started for Sunshine. Big swing, that ball's fouled out to the right.
Now, Sunshine scored 124 runs in the regular season while giving up 78, but Blackburn scored a few more with 148 runners crossing the plate and 95 runs given up.
There's plenty of offense available for both teams. Blackburn have definitely showed their offense tonight. Sunshine haven't quite got out of the blocks yet. Counts now at 2-1. Ball's popped up. And the swirling wind just knocks the ball out of the glove of Evans. But still runs foul. Unfortunate play there.
Yet another pop-up. We've seen them all night. But most of them have been caught for outs, but Sunshine gets another chance here. Lovelock at the plate.
Counts at 2-2 here. 2 outs, no one on. And Jones retires the side there. Bottom of the 7th. Sunshine need to make something happen and fast. Blackburn still with the lead 8-0.
You know, that was solid contact there by Lovelock, but again, just couldn't quite make it happen. Hit it, unfortunately, right at that fielder. That seems to be what's been happening to Sunshine kind of all night, and Blackburn has been really lucky and has worked hard to get that 8-run lead.
Well, Blackburn's defense, I mean, their offense has been on fire as well, don't get me wrong, with 8 runs. But their defense has been unbelievable. As Jason said a moment ago, only 2 strikeouts, only 2 Ks for Andrew Jones. So that defense, those fielders behind him have done an unbelievable job of making sure that no one gets on the plate. As we can see, with only 2 hits to the 12 of Blackburn, that their defense has just been unbelievable. And Sunshine are definitely going to need to change something up and fast if they want to put a dent into this lead.
Yes, talking about defense there, Blackburn has made no errors on the night, which is good. We saw the
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, we saw the Orioles make a few errors in the semifinals. Sunshine has 1 error in the game thus far, but those errors can be costly. And you know, Blackburn's defense has done a terrific job of keeping things under control and really supporting Andrew Jones out there on the mound.
Left fielder Nicholas Rosell up at the plate once again for Blackburn. We are still on the mound. Had a shaky start. To his time on the mound for the Eagles. 3 runs allowed in his first inning. Had a very good, nice and fast 1-2-3.
We're into the top of the 8th here at Melbourne Ballpark. Blackburn leads by 8 runs and are looking at a shutout victory if they can keep things under control for the last 2 innings. Thank you for joining us for the first VSBL Finals live stream. Greatly appreciated. We hope you're enjoying it and supporting Sunshine or Blackburn, cheering on your team from home if you couldn't make it to the ballpark tonight.
Big swing there by Rosell. No contact made, and he gets thrown out there by Weir. back up to the top of the lineup for the Orioles, Liam Hopkins. We've been through this lineup quite a few times tonight. Everyone's getting a good shot here. Hopefully they can carry this momentum into Game 2 on Saturday.
Yes, the Orioles have been cycling through the lineup quite quickly and getting players back up to bat, which is exactly what Blackburn wants to do here. You know, get those players prepared and ready and really build that momentum heading into Saturday.
Weir's last pitch there in the dirt, counts at 1-1. Another pop fly caught out in right field by Nathan Gatt. And once again, Sunshine, Weir's pitching been pretty good, getting those quick outs. Took a bit of time to get into the game, but now that he's comfortable and he's found his groove, he's in rhythm now. He's cycling through Blackburn pretty quick. Has Ben Leslie up to the plate here for Blackburn, the left-hander. Tough hit there, line drive, center field. Just beats Weir, and he stays at first for another hit for Blackburn. Now they're up to 13. And this is not the man that Sunshine would want stepping into the batter's box with someone on first. Luke Hughes up once again.
Yes, Hughes has had 4 quality at-bats so far tonight, looking for another one here in the top of the 8th at Melbourne Ballpark. Solid contributor through and through for his team. His beloved Burners looking to secure their 2nd premiership flag in as many years.
Called strike there.
Two outs here in the top of the 8th. Hughes looking to make something happen for Blackburn.
Pitches up high there. Count now sitting at 0-3. 1-2, excuse me.
Ben Leslie is at first base, trying to come around to score for the Orioles.
And Weir throws out Hughes. Hughes not happy with that one. Not sure if he wasn't happy with himself or with the call, but either way, he has to walk back into the dugout. Bottom of the 8th inning. And it's now or never for Sunshine. Needs some runs.
Yes, just 6 outs left for Sunshine if the Eagles want to make something happen here at Melbourne Ballpark. You know, watching tonight's game, it has been one-sided in terms of the score for Blackburn, but we have seen some decent contributions from Sunshine, particularly in the pitching department, you know, doing their best to keep a handle on Blackburn. Obviously, it hasn't quite gone Sunshine's way thus far, but I think the Eagles will want to try and pick up their offense on Saturday if they want to extend this to a 3-game series.
The upcoming batters for the Eagles offense have found their way on base throughout this season. Adam Irons is the one up next, and he's had 15 hits for the season, whereas Jason Tutt, who's after him, has had 17. So if they can get on base, then we're right back at the top of the order where all of Sunshine's big hitters are.
Sounding a bit like a broken record we are at the moment. If they can get on base, they're looking good. The stats pointing them all in the right direction, but I don't know if it's a case of they've been a bit nervous tonight or Blackburn's defense has been as good as we've been saying it is, but they have to make something happen quick, smart here.
Yes, I mean, I think both teams come into this first game of the series really excited, really pumped, you know, ready to make something happen. And then, you know, it all just depends on how it goes and how the pitching and the offense is working together. And there's just been a few kind of mishaps for Sunshine, some few missed opportunities, and Blackburn has really jumped all over any scoring chance. And it completely shows with those 12 hits, 8 runs. And while Sunshine has had minimal offensive production.
Sam Bocello now on the mound for Blackburn. So they've made the adjustment. They've brought in their closer to try and end this game.
I mean, that was a terrific start by Andrew Jones. You know, he's got to be proud of his efforts through, you know, the majority of this game. He's really kept things under control and given Blackburn everything they needed out here tonight at Melbourne Ballpark in Game 1 of the VSBL Division 1 Grand Final Series.
Yeah, so Andrew Jones gets taken off the mound after 7 innings. He pitched 2 strikeouts, but as we've said all game, his defense was right behind him. The person that comes in for him was Sam Bocello, and so far this season, he's gone 8 games and he's pitched 17.1 innings, only giving up 10 earned runs in that time. So again, I reckon we'll see some tight defense here.
Well, the old commentator's curse there with the tight defense. Evans unable to pull in that massive throw from across the diamond. And Sunshine have another player on first. They're only their second hit of the game. Now Tut steps into the box for Sunshine, looking to make something happen now.
We haven't seen this very often in the game, Sunshine with their leadoff batter on. So the Eagles will try and, you know, make the most of that opportunity and the fact that they have some room to work with here.
Counting at 0-1. Contact made, trying to turn a double play. First one's out. Second one's a little bit too high, but Tut was already past the bag anyway. So runner at second is out, but Tut stays on first. As we take a look at the replay here. Had to think about it.
Avoiding the double play there was big for Sunshine, giving the Eagles another chance to try and string something together here.
So Gatt steps in to the batter's box with one runner on first, 1 out. First pitch goes foul down the third line. Russell Letts into the game now for Sunshine. Let's see if he can make an impact for his first at-bat for the Eagles. Swings at that one, not called. Great change-up pitch there by Bocello. Counts now sitting at 0-2. Another one goes foul there for Letts, extending this at bat.
Sunshine has 5 outs left in this game to make up the deficit here.
Oh, and 2 count. Runner on first, just the 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. And Bocello gets him swinging. Great pitch there. Started wide, just kept going. Suckered lets in with the big swing there. As Joshua Byrne now up for Sunshine. Runner on first, 2 outs here. Byrne needs to make something happen here.
Yes, the Eagles need a huge hit here. They want to try and bring that runner around to score. Byrne will do his best, but you know, he's facing Bocello, who seems to be in fine form out here for Blackburn, following up on Andrew Jones' fantastic 7-inning start.
Another great pitch there by Bocello. Byrne thought about it, thought it might have gone a bit low, but a fantastic pitch. Contact made, but that hit's going wide. It goes foul. 0-2 here, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Blackburn with a big lead.
And when you're in such a must-win, you know, the biggest series of the season, I think it's so important to have those starters really go the distance, which is what Blackburn enjoyed with Andrew Jones tonight. You know, they had no issues with him on the mound, solid as ever, got the job done.
And there's another hit for Sunshine. Ball just drops short of Collins. Runners on first and second now for Sunshine. They're in a pretty good position here. Jordan Young coming up to the plate. Runners on first and second here. Young can make some good contact. They can get one, potentially two runs in. But this isn't going to phase Sam Bocello at all. Very calm on the mound.
Yes, you're right. Bocello seems very calm, in control. You know, picking up right where Andrew Jones left off. And Sunshine's pitchers have seemed, you know, pretty in control as well, even when they're facing some challenging situations. But Blackburn's just been able to sneak through and get the job done and bring together those big scoring drives.
Well, you mentioned Andrew Jones going 7 innings. Scott Riley for Sunshine managed to go 5 innings himself, giving up the 5 earned runs, which was a bit tough, but managed to pitch 3 shutout innings. And going five innings for a starter is nothing to turn your nose at either way. Both pitchers doing a very, very good job. Bocello throwing that one a little bit wide. Counts now at 2-1.
Exactly. I mean, Sunshine Club president mentioned before they have the pitching depth. You know, they're not too phased looking at Saturday and Sunday. They know they have, you know, those pitchers that they can put to work in Game 2 and Game 3 if necessary. But it certainly does help, you know, the more innings you can get out of your starter, the better, as Sunshine's first runner comes around to score. And he is safe.
And
Sunshine is on the board.
Great hit there by Young, just beating Dicker. As we take a look at the replay, just sneaks under the glove. And as soon as that contact was made, you could see that Tart was going and was going to make sure that he got home. As Puaka Grego steps up for Sunshine, probably been the best batter for the Eagles so far in the game.
Yeah, single and a base on balls for Puaka Grego so far.
And this is a Sunshine to put themselves in a very good position here. Let's see if the young left-hander can control his nerve and get a good hit here and continue this rally. Makes contact on it, but it goes straight into the glove of Russell to end the 8th inning. Sunshine are finally on the board. We've played 8 innings here. Blackburn 8, Sunshine 1.
Yes, we've got 1 inning of baseball left here at Melbourne Ballpark. Blackburn hoping to walk away with the win tonight. 7 runs in front of Sunshine, although the Eagles did just get that 1 run on the board to avoid the shutout. Said it a bit earlier that Sunshine is not a team to be shut out. The Eagles are always finding a way to get on the board, and they've done the same thing here tonight, managing to piece together that first run.
And now let's see what Sunshine's defense can do. We mentioned it before, but both of these teams have the potential for their offense to explode. Let's see what Sunshine's defense can do. Blackburn's has been almost impenetrable tonight, just the 1 run in that last inning. Now let's see what Blackburn can do here. Are you going, if I'll put you in the shoes of the Sunshine team, are you going all out aggressive defense on in this inning, or are you just trying to be a bit conservative and trust your offense?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think, there's so much to play for in these grand final series. We are in the top of the 9th, but anything can happen. It's not unheard of that Sunshine could come back and score 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th. So I think, it's kind of a combination of both. They're going to be careful, but they're also going to try and, keep their focus on, what they can do in the bottom of the 9th, getting through this inning hopefully fairly quickly, and then having, those chances in the bottom of the 9th to turn the tides of this game and keep up that momentum that we saw building in the last inning.
Well, that hit there from Jacob Evans certainly not going to help Sunshine. Second pitch of the inning. Big hit out to right field, and he ends up on second base. Great hit there. We're still on the mound for Sunshine. Berg stepping up to the plate for Blackburn, and the Orioles looking to continue this scoring onslaught that they've been putting on all game.
Yes, and I think that's one thing with the Orioles. They like to hit for extra bases. You see a lot of their hits, being doubles or even triples, and, they've had a fair few home runs this season as well. And, I think that's one of their keys to success is that, they get on base and they fight hard in the box. And, once those runners get on, they really try and bring them around to score. We've got Evans moving to third now on that pitch.
Aldridge not able to wrangle that pitch in. Evans advances to third on the passed ball, and not a lot is going the way of Sunshine to start this 9th inning.
Yes, Blackburn has a runner on third with no outs here.
That ball goes fly.
The last time these two teams met as well, it was back in round 12. Blackburn have got 15 runs on the board. 8 of those came in their last innings. So it looks like something similar could happen here as we see the play happen.
Run comes in, but Berg is out at first. Let's hope for Sunshine's sake that they can flip the script and have a massive 9th inning. Cooper Goodman now up for Blackburn, the shortstop. Contact on the first swing, goes straight to irons.
That's a much better at bat for Sunshine there, getting that quick out. Very important after that, unfortunate scoring from earlier.
Charlie Collins now for Blackburn. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. That pitch is up high. Sunshine really hoping to get out of this inning with no extra damage, and then rely on their offense to have a big rally in the bottom of the ninth.
And Jason just mentioned before that Blackburn did put up 8 runs in the final inning back when they faced Sunshine earlier in the regular season. And, you know, can't count Sunshine out here. Though that's another hit for Blackburn.
Collins with the line drive out to center field. He's going to stop at first. Another hit for the Orioles. Almost takes out the pitcher and the umpire in the same hit. 2-for-1 special. Everyone's safe, no injuries. Collins is at first. Dicker now up for Blackburn. And this has the potential to get a bit ugly. First pitch is called a strike. Another fly ball. Tough go. No one manages to wrangle it down. Falls safe in the middle of Irons and Letts. And Collins advances to third. Dicker on first. Runners on the corners here.
Dicker's now gone 3 from 4 for the game.
Had a big night here for the Orioles.
Yes, you've got Dicker with 3 hits, Cooper Goodman with 3 hits, Ben Leslie and Charlie Collins both have 2. You've just seen so many contributions from throughout that entire lineup. Although Blackburn is retired here, and we're moving on to the bottom of the ninth.
Tut makes that catch on another fastball, on another fly ball. Weir gets out of the ninth inning with just the 1 extra run, and it all comes down to this. Bottom of the ninth, Blackburn with the lead, 9 runs to 1. Let's see what Sunshine's offense can rally together.
We've got 3 outs to get it done. We'll see what the Eagles have left in the tank here.
Jason, we've got Bryce Aldridge up to bat now. How's his night been so far?
Bryce Aldridge's night. He is 1 from 3. That one a single. Otherwise, he's been ground out in his 2 other at-bats.
Well, if there's any time to improve your night, it's right now. Now, if once again I'm going to put you in the shoes of the Sunshine team, are you swinging for the fences now, or are you just getting on base and putting together a nice little rally?
Well, I think it's important here. You know, you're looking at such a large deficit. You really kind of need to get runners on base. You know, a solo home run would be great and, you know, a bit of a boost, but it still wouldn't help you, you know, make up that full deficit. So I think you really need to focus on getting those runners on, you know, working the count, taking walks if you need to, getting on base any way that you can, and then setting up the batters behind you for an even bigger hit. I think that's really what Sunshine kind of needs to do at this moment, and we'll see what the Eagles can accomplish here. And I mean, either way, we're back for more baseball on Saturday afternoon. You know, if Blackburn does end up taking, you know, a 1-game lead in the series, then I'm sure we'll see Sunshine come out even tougher and more determined on Saturday. You know, somebody always has to win the first game, and it looks like tonight it could be Blackburn. Of course, we never know what could happen here in the bottom of the ninth, but either way, we're in for much more fantastic baseball on Saturday, something we're really looking forward to.
Rowan Johnstone on the mound now for Blackburn, trying to wrap this game up for the Orioles.
And you said there, Rachel, that Sunshine were really going to look to get their runners on bases via hits or walks. Bryce Aldridge actually was second best for Sunshine this season in drawing a walk. He had 12, so you can definitely see the pitches closely, and hopefully that can happen here, and he can be the first one on base to lead it off in the bottom of the 9th.
No contact made on that last pitch. Sitting at 1-1. Once again, a swing and a miss, and I think we know what the plan is for Sunshine. They are going at it. They are attacking this deficit.
Yes, drawing walks is big. I mean, we haven't seen too many here tonight. We've seen a handful. Luke Hughes and David Dicker have both taken walks for Blackburn. Nico Puako-Grego has taken a walk for Sunshine. But it definitely is a good way to get on base and make the pitcher work for every single out.
And speaking of outs, there's the first one for Blackburn. Aldridge, he's not going to die wondering. Medic now steps up for Sunshine, the DH. Couldn't get on base in his first at bat.
You know, I think even if Sunshine can't pull off quite a massive 8-run comeback, you know, at least getting some runners on, maybe even getting some runners around to score would be a great way for them to end the night kind of on a high note and you know, feel like they really put their best effort in.
That pitch just manages to go foul, and I think that's exactly right. Sunshine, it hasn't been their night tonight. There's no doubt about it. But if they can get a few hits here, maybe make the scoreline look a little bit more flattering, they can carry a bit of that momentum into Game 2 on Saturday.
Yes, and with these two teams, I mean, anything is possible. You know, the roles could be completely reversed on Saturday. We just have to wait and see. But I think we'll definitely see a Sunshine side that comes out really strong, rearing, ready to go on Saturday after tonight's performance, where, you know, they've tried and they've kept battling, but they just haven't quite broken through the way that Blackburn did so early on the game with that 4-run second inning. That's where it all started for Blackburn, and they've just kept it up from there.
2 up, 2 down for Blackburn. Now coming up for Sunshine, Alistair Lovelock looking to extend this game, at least one extra batter. Gets right off the toe of the bat, out at first, and that's the game. Blackburn draw first blood in the championship series with a 9-1 victory. A big win for the Orioles, and they carry a lot of momentum going into Game 2 on Saturday.
Yes, what a dominant performance for Blackburn there as they win 9-1. Exactly what the Orioles would have been hoping for coming out here to the grand final game tonight. Thank you for watching the first of many VSBL live streams presented by Baseball Victoria and My Sport Live. Have a great night, and we'll be back for the VSBL Division 1 and 2 finals on Saturday at Melbourne Ballpark. Congratulations to Blackburn on a big win tonight.
Anderson
get over
tracks all the way
Anderson.
back
It
in,
is.
does. And he's locked in, but what a goal!